Hey guys, Crew Blowing back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Melanie.
Eric.
And we're back with Stargirl. Previously, we've been dealing with ducks, right?
Well,
No.
Yes.
Bones.
Unfortunately not.
Green Lanterns who have
Yeah.
returned, right?
Green Lantern, Shade, Emerald Light, Mr. Bones, Keith David,
Green Lantern's sister. I mean,
Yep.
brother.
Todd.
Well,
What
Green
are we?
Lantern's kids,
Yeah, there
Yep.
we go.
which are twins, Todd and Jenny.
Jenny?
Jenny.
So yeah, so we're dealing with that,
love you,
and
Jenny.
who was it? Pat and Shade went to the Shadowlands. Or
Shadowlands.
something.
Yep, we're gonna see what's going on there. We also had a poll.
Poll.
The poll was: do you think Zeke's talk
Zeke
with Jakeem will help Jakeem understand the Thunderbolt more?
I forgot we had the whole camera beginning where everyone's like acting so natural.
Yep.
Oh, so natural.
And
Let's say Grace.
and Rip's,
oh, my one.
Rip is really Rick. Why do I want to say Rip?
Legends of Tomorrow.
Maybe that's what it is. But Rick is very like roided out or something.
He's very roided out.
angry.
Yes.
That's the other thing.
There's a camera here. He grabs it and just throws it. Doesn't care. 26% of people say it will not help,
No.
but 74% say yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So most people. I was like, no. But maybe we'll see. Kevin said, "I have an unending faith in the wisdom of Zeke's champion D&D player grandma."
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Jacob says, "All I know is anything is better than zap him."
Right. But that one came from the heart, Eric.
It
Uh-huh.
did.
Though sometimes I say stuff from the heart, and Melanie's like, "Stop talking.
Digging them poles.
Whatever you're doing isn't working. I know you're meaning well, but no."
Prince of the Word Over Salmon says, "You doubt Zeke," and then Cab says, "Never doubt Zeke." So
Okay.
I doubted him.
Concur.
It's not so much that I doubt Zeke; it's that I have no faith in the people holding the Thunderbolt.
What has this man not fixed?
Yeah, no, I believe in
That's
Zeke.
true.
I don't know if he can fix this.
You picked Stripe.
He even found and didn't find that Cadillac.
He did. Devin Singleton says, "Hear me out. Zeke mentioned that the name of his D&D playing grandma was Louise. Louise is also the first name of Nurse Love. I don't know how, but this has all the hallmarks of that nefarious duck," says Devin the duck.
Wait, I was with him for a second, then you just jumped off the diving pool board thing.
Into the duck pond, please.
Oh, God.
Stay on brand.
It's
I'll do it right here.
No shade power. Yeah?
So,
Okay.
oh light. Oh.
It seems until Jenny's ring is freed from its corruption, I'm as useless as...
You.
oh my God.
That happens to me. Oh, it's all black and white.
I love the organ. Like, that's a lot of fun.
Frenemies. Yeah, it is. Jones. Cow.
It's okay, Critter.
Critter.
We're okay.
Who's that?
Dreadful Penny.
Penny Dreadful?
Focus on your sister! Your family!
Family.
Family.
And Diesel will be proud.
What's wrong with you, Todd?
Who's that? What's wrong with you, Todd? Who are you?
We're gonna fix your sins. I'll beat them out of you for as long as it takes.
Oh,
Again?
round 2. Fight.
Wait, so did the girls see that too?
Oh, I guess. It was made of shadows, so I think he had created it from like a memory.
Gotcha.
Whatever's happening on the other side, Jenny's ring is still connected to the Shadowlands.
Oh, darn her.
That isn't normal.
He just.
Wait, it took them into a diner. I don't think that's where they
Should have
wanted to
taken
go.
us somewhere else.
Why?
Because the diner is insignificant to me.
No, it's because you like the
Not
lady.
entirely true.
The gambler.
Yes, the gambler.
What did you say to her on the day she died?
Do you remember? Out. Go! Where? Away from him.
He's like, I don't have such emotions. First door they go through, took him to emotions for him. Look at that old car.
Is it still for the shade, though?
Zeke. I hope it's Zeke.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Zeke.
That's not Zeke.
Well, what are you standing around for?
Dad?
Yeah, that's Dad.
Wow.
Every time you tried to fix something, you made it worse. Like our family. You should have brought me.
This is like Helen, Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
I was never proud to call you my son.
Jeez.
It's just a shadow. It's a fake thing
I know.
from his subconscious.
That's harsh. Wait, where are we?
Emily.
Oh,
Right? Shade's lived a long time.
true.
Nothing that I care to see.
Door locked. Be locked. Be locked. Green image.
You're telling me about the darkness?
I'm just saying, maybe the key here is to face things. You don't run away.
I think it's kind of like Courtney and Cindy, right? Like she saw the things that haunted her. Oh! Ain't going that way.
Laser.
Fire. Is that a bowling bag over there?
Makes sense, isn't it?
It reminds me of
Normal
a...
for decade-ish?
Maybe.
You're not like Jenny and her brother. You're not like me.
Their powers.
I don't even know who you are.
He was just waiting outside with like a microphone or what?
Yep.
What's his power?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
He has translucent skin.
He's the bowling ball.
My mother was subjected to experiments while pregnant with me.
Oh, okay.
I was born with a cyanide touch, these doctors called it.
Like Rogue.
When Jenny's ring was infected by the shadows, it connected her to Todd and his power became unstable. If we cannot suppress Todd's power, he will destroy us all.
It's cool. I understand it better being like, he has translucent skin.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it is. Okay.
And a cyanide touch.
Yes.
What can we do? Do what we did for you. Stand with him. Don't go away. Have faith.
She's always the beacon of hope.
He does everything he can to get your attention.
But you don't see Mike at all. So like you, he feels worthless.
Which is true.
I get what they mean.
You're gonna die alone, Mr. Swift. Like your
Or use it as an opportunity to learn and change. It's not bad.
But you want to wallow in it though at the same time.
You
right?
want the wallet? I mean, oh shit, thanks for
Sucks-
telling me.
Sucks you into it.
You know?
Mike's mom abandoned him when he was, what, 3 or 4 years old? She got strung out and left him in a soup kitchen.
What?
One day, I'm gonna hate you as much as you hate your dad.
I don't hate him, Mike. I don't. And I never did.
Good, Pat, that's good. Don't give in.
You'll be out.
Jeez.
I love the aesthetic. Black and white with the green fire.
House is on fire. His body shaking around is crazy. The shadow monster.
Please, you need to leave.
Love the
I'm
cape.
not going anywhere, Todd.
That reminds me of Outlast a little bit.
Shut the door!
You mentioned- Now we gotta fight the nuns! Yeah. Wouldn't that be great? There's... Let go of us, you damn
They do
dirty
a
nuns!
crazy Stargirl fight sequence with nun fight. Oh my god.
That's what I would do.
Hire this man.
Man, fighting nuns would be great. Does he have a shadow ring? Oh.
There goes the shadows from her. Right. Fight the nuns!
I think my version was better, but this isn't sweet.
This one's sweet.
I think your version is objectively better.
Hey, you either die in here or you die trying. Pick one.
Fair enough, Pat Dugan.
He is such a good sidekick.
He is.
He can
That's
sidekick anybody.
amazing.
He's like a universal sidekick. I am so wrong.
She doesn't look happy.
Courtney Whitney. Gives her hat. You're the nurse now.
Oh. Even so, spying on
This is
her?
the same set as Doom Patrol.
Huh.
It's the Doom Patrol mansion.
Then how do you know so much about us?
We do our research, yes, but spying on you with hidden cameras?
So it's not Mr. Bones?
Huh.
Yes. Well,
There's a guy
then
that
we're
likes
all done here.
bone
Or at
puzzles.
least I am.
Of Mr. Bones' face.
So the puzzle was a red herring?
You didn't happen to teach 5th grade math back in the early 1980s in Omaha, Nebraska, did you?
I don't care for your attitude, Mr. Dugan.
No, that was Shell.
It's hilarious.
I knew that was you.
Maybe Helix should form a team of our own.
Cool.
Infinity Inc., maybe?
If you're amenable to my help with the shadows.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
I'm not so sure.
Oh, then please turn me down.
It's to New York.
New York?
It's where Sandy Hawkins is. Wesley Dodd's nephew.
Wesley Dodd's the Sandman?
Sandman.
Right, follow me.
He draws it with like his cane. Wait, take them back home because they don't have a car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
How do we get home?
Bus.
Are you serious? That's
Opal City.
Pat, this has left us with one question.
Doing the cameras.
If Helix hasn't been the one spying on us, then who?
Cut to and reveal.
Ooh, indeed.
Cut to.
Why would we reveal now?
It's for a cliffhanger.
We need to just discover the mystery, Eric.
It's been a mystery.
What if it is the Dragon King? No reveal. See?
Did you get the feeling like that arm and punch was a woman?
No.
No.
You're
No.
judging the punch?
Yeah. Well, no, not like the technique or anything.
Did
like
it go out like a cheerleader?
just like the frame, the shape just felt more like a feminine frame to me.
Like Artemis?
No.
That doesn't fit. I don't know.
Maybe Gambler's daughter that he was looking for, and she's like, I don't want you to find me. I am a villain, you know, because all the other villain kids are getting better and villains getting better. I don't know.
True.
I didn't think
Becky,
of any of that with that, but I did go to a new person that maybe it could be. That would be an interesting twist, maybe.
Okay.
And it's Icicle. Like, remember he got hit by a car? We talk about, like, what if he melted? What if he evaporated? What if he came back together? What if he became that statue? Like, all these different ideas.
Sure.
What if he did melt and went into the sewer and like, somehow reformed and he formed all fucked up or not fucked up and he's in there trying to get revenge?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Seen Rick's hood and then the hood of this person, I was like, could it be Rick's uncle? The one that left. But I didn't think that he would be smart enough to plant all these cameras and whatnot.
The other thing, too, is, like, That trailer was so messed up. What could have done that?
Well, and we heard like a growl. We had someone like look up and be picked up.
Sure.
Right.
It's like, what's wrong with the gambler's daughter that she's growling and
I don't know,
tearing up trailers?
I don't know.
Unless the dragon, go back to the Dragon King, maybe he experimented on the gambler's daughter, and that's why the gambler lost his daughter.
The only thing about that was that I feel like it punches and you can. It may not be what you're supposed to see, but I feel like I see skin and not like dragon scales.
Mm-hmm.
True, but I'm. Like a fuzzy arm, kind of.
Yeah, so I think it's a guy, but it could be a girl. But
girls can have hairy arms too.
I don't know. Sure. But if it was the Dragon King, I figured he'd be scaly because he seemed to be like.
I'm not saying the Dragon King. I'm saying maybe that's why Becky went missing, because the Dragon King abducted his daughter and did some experiments on her. Did not turn her into a dragon. Turned her into something else.
What if
the killer has many names? That needs to mean something too.
What if
Rebecca, Becky, Becca?
So Dragon King's daughter, right?
Cindy.
What if Cindy, in her transformation, what if there's like some type of like alter ego
back and forth
that like takes over, and that's why she was there holding the smoking gun? Well,
like, she was there with her like out, right?
Yeah, she was.
Then she picked it up and her arm did a twitch.
So,
thing.
And what if that alter ego means, and that kind of fits the killer has many names? It could be like, it's Cindy, but inside Cindy, there's something Dragon King put in there.
Maybe the Dragon King created Cindy, and there's some kind of like, I will live forever by like putting myself into another person and going on.
That could be a thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be horrible.
It's like she's in the middle of fighting. That can make sense. Where it is Cindy, so everyone's right, but it's not Cindy and Courtney's right.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Like to the point where even when there is an actual true blue villain inside them, there could be someone worth saving. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
So I think it's better this time to talk about Todd than last episode, because Todd was still kind of left in the air. But do you remember a character in Legends of Tomorrow and some other Justice Society stuff called Obsidian?
Midnight?
Obsidian?
Oh, Obsidian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wore goggles and stuff.
Yeah.
And like made...
Yeah. That's Todd Rice. That's his name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I even looked it up. Like, oh yeah, that was Todd Rice back then too. I didn't remember it until some of the Q&As last episode were talking about. I was like, oh, but... They still are kind of giving him like a sinister vibe right now.
Yeah.
So I'll wait until.
What are they doing?
Now he feels more like, oh, he's about ready to go on his own hero's journey. So
sure. And if he works with Shade, understands how to work it better. And understand. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I forgot what his name was, but he was like blind without his goggles or something, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was a shadow character.
Yeah.
Caster or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. Interesting. We also had the Penny Dreadful, and then Tao Jones.
Tao with
and
Critter.
Then Carchad.
Carchad is what I put.
Carchad.
So Tao Jones, Penny Dreadful, Carchad, Todd Rice were the four that are in there. Is there anybody else?
With Critter.
Critter was the dog.
Critter
was with Tao Jones, I think, and then Penny Dreadful and Carchad.
Okay. So that could be like the Helix team or Infinity Inc. If that's what they're going to go with.
I've heard of Penny Dreadful TV show. I'm trying to think if I've heard of like a Penny Dreadful like
I haven't
DC character. Also, there's this Sandman thing.
Yeah, that they're going to go help.
And their name is Sandy.
Yeah, I don't remember a Sandman.
That's pretty much on the nose.
Their uncle was Wesley Dodd, and was that a member of the JSA then? Because Pat seemed to know Wesley Dodd.
Not that I remember.
I don't remember that either.
I thought Dodd had been.
Because whenever they said Wesley Dodd, he's like, "Wait, the Sandman?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Who's this?" So is that an enemy or a friend? A frenemy?
Sure, yeah. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure.
I do like what this season's doing of like, just because you think they're an enemy doesn't mean they're an enemy necessarily.
Yeah.
Right? Like Bones
Crocs.
seems... Yeah, the Crocs are a good example because they're trying to change their ways. But Mr. Bones seemed to be like a very sinister character.
Right.
And then he's like, everyone's free to go. And even Todd's like, yeah, we could go anytime, you know? And even when they came to save him, he's like, no, what are you doing? I'll destroy the world. I don't know any other way to stop this because I can't control it. Mm-hmm. So, like, he's just there trying to help these people who feel, I don't know, like they're going to do terrible things because he can relate to that. Because
people that are
mother,
isolated that don't have someone to help them, he can be being an isolated person
isolating
himself,
them as well though is a thing. So I like how he's like relating with what Courtney said and that kind of stuff. So.
But Courtney also outed herself as Stargirl. I know I'm nothing without my staff, but I've been.
Sure,
but that's not the guy that's been spying on her though.
Sure, but he knew, right? Because he also said Rick in his hourglass, Beth in her goggles, Yolanda and Wildcat. So he was aware of that, which is why you think he's been spying. Because he knew everything.
Yes.
Sure. But I don't know.
Now I'm confused on how he knows everything.
Nurse Love just said we do our research.
So when Courtney was looking at the camera and speaking, and he responded when he came in the room, or did he just hear her outside the door?
To the speaker?
Like you know, they are doing a thing where they're trying to make you think, right? Like that, okay, he's the one with the cameras. So Courtney's looking at the camera and speaking.
It was just a speaker,
and then he speaks back. But yeah, it was just a speaker.
Yeah, it wasn't a camera. So.
Sure.
He could have been there. My thing was like, is he just standing out there with like a microphone in the hallway waiting for her to say, yeah, well, show your face.
Actually.
Yeah, here I am.
It's a good theatrical thing.
Yeah. It's good for the show, but when you think about it, I'm like if I was talking to Rick through his speaker, he's like, oh yeah, just show up. It seems weird for me to just open the door right next to him from wherever my speaker microphone thing is. But I really like the Shadowlands, like this episode, this arc thing too, of getting a chance to see like Shade and Pat's fears or regrets or whatever emotional kind of trauma I guess they have.
Yeah.
Like seeing Shade be like, I have no feelings like that, so we're gonna be stuck with your stuff, Pat, you know? And then the first thing they walk into is talking about like Emily and the gambler not forgiving him and all that stuff, and I like getting that part of Shade, but also the dad side of Pat was interesting.
Yeah, me too. We actually have a Q&A from Mel the Dark Hero who says, well, it looks like Pat's going to need to go back to therapy. There should be a support group for people that have been in the Shadowlands. And that was one thing I was kind of thinking of, especially with Pat, just the way that he can use this information is like Shade, if he really wanted to, he could open up like a therapy office in the Shadowlands. You know, be like, all right, let's see what's really bothering you. You know,
sure, yeah.
And he could be like, all right, let's work on that. Yeah, like a group would be really good for that thing.
It could be good.
Yeah,
and it's also because I mentioned in the reaction too, but it reminds me a lot of the Cindy Courtney stuff because like. I feel like Courtney understood Cindy much more because of that and seeing like some of the trauma stuff. And in here, we worked with Shade before and kind of came to some terms with him. Yeah. But here, Pat sees even more of what's there. And I liked his like, you can either die here or you can die trying at the very least, you know? And it's just, he could have just left him there to die, but he's becoming more of a friend. He's becoming more of an ally or an anti-hero or something. Sure. And I like seeing that from Shade because he's just an interesting character.
Yeah. I really like him.
Yeah, I like adding more depth to his character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Having the conversation about, like, you killed the JSA. He's like, I did not. It's like, but you were at least an accessory and orphaned those kids.
Yep.
And he's kind of like, stop talking.
Guilt tripping.
Kids.
Fantastic.
So I like that a lot.
We had another Q&A from Dr. Winchester who says, I find it kind of funny that Courtney talks about how people can be good, but immediately assumed that Helix was holding prisoners and behind the hidden cameras. I would too, but still, do you think we'll see Team Helix before next season? So I like the point, like, you know, Courtney still has a little bit of that kind of like, you know, and I do it too as a viewer here, just because I'm trying to like meta guessing the show, but you know, assuming everybody like on this side is bad and this side is good. But she is trying to address that this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure, she is.
But she's still quick to accuse.
Yeah. But this, like Dr. Winchester said, like this concept of this Team Helix, do you think that we can, I don't know about this season, but maybe next season we can have them come back in, be a thing.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be cool with that. I'd like to see Mr. Bones and either them being like an anti-hero team or like a Suicide Squad even.
Yeah.
You know, they could be something along those lines or just like another superhero team.
Hopefully not a Suicide Squad.
Sure, but like, but
I want them to last a little longer.
But like, those characters are kind of like, they fall into an anti-hero role where like they're not good people, but they're fighting for something better. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's not just not doing bad, it's about doing good too.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lesson a lot of people have to learn.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see them, and I don't know, you know, what the characters would be like or what Critter can do, you know, any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I would be fine with seeing some of that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I also had a thought, and I'm glad that they were more on the good side, because I was like, maybe at the very least, like, I can't rule the world if shadow people destroy the whole world, right?
Yes.
Like, the thing I thought of was like, if Independence Day happened while Hitler was doing World War II.
Yeah.
I would hope that you stop all that shit, fight aliens. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter what my beliefs are if the aliens kill us all. You know?
That's the concept of Watchmen.
Like, yeah, sure, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So
No, I get you.
I was just hoping, like, maybe they are good, but maybe this.
I would watch that movie. And you know how you have like Chucky, not Chucky, but like Jason versus Freddy.
Yeah,
you could have Independence Day versus Hitler.
Oh my gosh.
Who wouldn't watch that?
Yeah, like what do you like?
That would be
aliens attack. You have like what? Churchill, FDR, like Hitler, all in a room trying to talk about how to kill the aliens.
It's just one of those things where it's like, do we like Hitler? Who do we sympathize with as an audience?
What do you do? How do you do that?
Like, go aliens!
It sounds like a complicated movie, but it might be good. Or really, really bad.
Or so bad it's good.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
It might be one of those Rick loves this movies.
Yep.
Much like Melanie, Silent Angel says, tinfoil hat theory, which I hate my tinfoil hat.
We gotta put on Melanie then.
Yes, we do. Here you go.
Put this hat on.
All right. I'm gonna have a brilliant
Silent
idea.
Angel says the killer is actually Rick's dad, who didn't die in the car crash. I think the fact that he punched the screen of Rick is foreshadowing. So it's maybe not so tinfoil when you have friends wearing the hat with you.
I mean, it did have the picture of Rick there with the hood and whatnot. And then it had him being shot from behind with the hood. So it made you think it was...
You could, like, cross
Rick
in that,
related.
like, kind of, like, cliche, like, guy hitting the TV at home with he's mad, domestic abuser or something.
I mean, maybe you can play with the idea of, like... Rick right now is going through this anger thing because of the limiter.
Yeah.
If you see him, maybe... I don't know why he's strong, if he's strong or anything. Because you got to have someone stand up against Rick.
Sure.
But, like, his anger, too, like, you have those, like, compared, maybe. And then he's like, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be like my uncle.
Yeah.
My dad was right for this. I don't know. Maybe you mess with that. Because something has to turn Rick to not be doing what he's doing, right?
Right.
Like what we saw from last episode was not great.
I think so.
So you think Rick's possibly spying?
No,
Like
Rick
Rick
is fighting
himself?
his uncle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right?
But, I mean,
if it's his uncle.
The camera guy has to be involved with the gambler's death, right?
I would imagine somehow. Like, he's watching the Crocs, he's watching the Gambler, he's watching Cameron's place. Like, I'm trying to think of who would be watching all these people. And Rick's uncle doesn't strike that as for me. You know?
Intelligence-wise does not match up.
It's why I think someone from, like, the Injustice Society of America fits better.
Yeah.
Someone who knew the bad guys and the good guys, right? Or blames people. Which is either, I think, if you want to tie in some kind of gambler thing or Dragon King, either like it's Becky or Cindy or something like that with Dragon King, or you go with like it's Cameron's dad, who's mad about that and knew everybody, and people are turning sides, so he's angry at them too, so he's monitoring everything. Or it's shoot, who did I just have? I had another one who was like, that's a really good idea too. Fucking who the fuck was it?
Maria.
Put the hat on. Put the hat on. It'll help you.
This won't help. This
The
is
thinking cap.
good. I had Gambler, and I had Icicle, and then I had damn, I lost it. It was good. I should have.
Now you look silly. We have another Q&A from Ray. Ray says, how do you feel about the show using Jenny as a vehicle to introduce us to other Legacy JSA characters like Todd and the Sandman's nephew? I appreciate it because it would be a little weird if we could locate all these future DC heroes in one small town in Nebraska. That is the thing. Like, there's a lot of like grand stage things happening in Blue Valley.
It is very nice that they have the shade, though, to where they can live in New York and only pop in whenever they need to.
Oh, man, that would make
the Mr. Bone stuff was happening in Civic City, which
Yeah.
was somewhere further away, right? So there was.
I don't know where that is.
I don't know. I don't know where Blue Valley is. Just Nebraska. Civic City could be in Nebraska, or it could be another country.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yes, there's a lot happening here.
Do you think that the nurse was an algebra teacher?
That
was so funny.
Attitude, Mr. Dugan.
I thought that was hilarious.
I remembered who my other person was.
Okay. Wait, the hat! Be great if you forgot it while you're putting it on.
I know.
No, I wrote it down. Henry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, would that tie in with like Yolanda?
But he's dead.
You have an enemy. He's killed someone. All this
Yeah.
stuff. But if she saw Henry, I feel like she'd be like, "No, we need to save him," kind of thing, right? And then that's like reflecting with Cindy and what's going on there.
Yeah.
And like, can you just look at people and be like, oh, they're bad or they're good?
And he knows both sides. He knows
would
that
know both
Courtney
sides.
was, and then he knows that ISA.
He would maybe be mad at being put in the middle of all of this because he wasn't really a part of it, but his dad kind of was.
They did not find a body afterwards, right? Wasn't that what they were complaining about in like season 1 or beginning of season 2? They're like, but we didn't find a body.
But I think out of like the things we talked about, having it tied to the ISA, right, in Justice Society of America, works. But who is that? And I think it's Dragon King, Icicle, or Henry. Brainwave's dead, not Brainwave.
All right. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Make sure that's written down.
So then that
I'll
can
give
be
you
the
credit
poll.
if it works. We also had one more Q&A here. This is from Davin. Davin asks, would you rather have your powers be part of you or tied to an object, right? We had this discussion about how these other characters, they can't choose to turn their things off, but some of our JSA members can take off their suit or their hourglass or their staff. So what would you rather have?
Melanie.
See, that would suck to have someone just steal your power, though. Like, if you had a stick, and then someone's like, you know what? I want to try it out.
My stick.
Yeah.
So, but then at the same time, it would suck to be stuck with your powers and not be able to control them and not
That's
be
true.
able to, like, kiss a girl without exploding everywhere. Like, you know, like...
Yeah, like, if you know, Rogue and X-Men versus Wolverine. Wolverine can hide a little bit more than Rogue can, or can experience different things.
On the power.
It does.
Right?
Because the the kill touch.
Yeah,
that's
like
awful.
if your power is Dragon King or like some kind of sea monster powers and you just grow gills and look weird and stuff, like maybe I don't want that, you know? Maybe I want to put on a ring, grow my gills, go swimming.
Yeah, I want the ability to, when my life demands normalcy, to be able to have it.
I would say typically I would take the powers being imbued in me.
Yeah.
Because similar to like most of them, like I think the beginning part is going to be hard, but once you have the control over the power, I'd rather be able to have that on me whenever I need it.
Sure.
Versus, oh no, there's a fire and I forgot my ring at home, or you know, whatever.
That's true.
You know
But
what I mean?
I would think it'd be more like your cell phone, you know? You're brilliant whenever you have your cell phone because you can look anything up, you can do any calculations, you can do whatever.
But without it, we're dummies.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you can also not do any of that with a phone and still be dummy.
You're right.
So I'd probably go with it being imbued in me.
Okay.
As a whole.
Gotcha. Okay. We also we did have a couple little details with some of these characters. Shade with his sister Emily. We had Mike with the mother and the feeling of abandonment. Mike. I hope Pat uses this, like, when you're upset by something like this that happens to you, like, the only way you can get over it is if you, like, okay, what's true about that, and how do I go from here? Maybe I need to be more involved with Mike, I hope that he doesn't just kind of bury this.
True. Yeah, I don't think he will bury it. That's not very Pat. Pat's very, I need to go home and address this.
I do feel like they've talked about how Mike feels isolated before, and not much has changed.
And then they didn't do anything.
Like Shade, he can't do anything for the people that he left behind before, but he can remedy that by not leaving these kids behind, right? And I think that could be really cool. I just hope that Pat goes on a similar thing with that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that the Pat has fallen into is just like the priority-wise of things, right? Like we had Eclipso, and it's like priority-wise is like I probably shouldn't be like playing games with Mike.
Yeah.
We should probably stop Eclipso from destroying the world.
Yeah.
So it's like, let me help the superheroes with this.
Yeah, he needs to take his second fiddle and go play with Mike a little bit. Give him first chair.
Well, now he has Sylvester, right? So Sylvester is helping the kids.
Sure, yeah.
Doing what Pat was doing last season.
Sure,
yeah.
So now he has more time.
And we have
to
Zeke.
help Mike.
And we have Zeke.
Zeke's awesome.
He is.
And then also, what's Mom's name? I want to say Becca, but that's not right, is it?
Barbara.
I almost said Amy, but that's her.
That's her real name.
Amy Smart.
Yeah. But, like, she's been more involved, too,
Yeah.
I think, which has been good. So there's less secrets of what everyone's doing and stuff going on. More people to kind of help with, like, Sylvester, Zeke, Barbara, and Pat.
Right.
So, yeah, maybe.
Gotcha.
The only thing is, like, so many of these kids have, like Rick has no parents, right?
Yeah.
Yolanda has left her parents. And then they have Courtney, and they have Mike. And then, I mean, I guess Beth has parents, but they've been a little much She's trying to get a little
But at least they are
stuff,
in the circle now.
Sure.
Like, they know what's going on now,
Cindy,
which is good.
no parents, you know? Like, there's a lot
Cindy's no one. There's no one at Cindy's.
There's a lot of these kids that have nobody, and, like, I feel like Pat and Barbara kind of help try to pick that up a little bit and be there for the kids, so at some point, stuff's going to get kind of falling through the cracks, and a lot of times it tends to be Mike, because Mike isn't really... He's not really, like, dealing with stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's not, like, major issues that he has that he needs to be talking about or whatever, but he's feeling left out and alone, and that's why they're doing like the all-stars, because they want to be included and show that they are important, they can do stuff, you know?
Sure.
So I get it.
Now, the last thing that I have is that skull puzzle.
Yeah.
Is that only in there? That's only the writers trying to say, no, it's Mr. Bones, you guys. Ha, gotcha! Or is there a reason that person's doing a skull puzzle other than just like people can just do skull puzzles, I guess, you know? But, you know, people also go to the bathroom. We don't show scenes of it. You know, like, do you think there's anything to do with that at all? Or is it simply just a, you know, the story's actually right, but they told you to go left?
Sure.
You know, because I think that, like, it's better when it's an actual thing that makes sense why it's there, but you assumed it there. As opposed to just being like, hey, which way did they go? And you go, that way.
I'm like,
you know?
how conceited and how, like, narcissistic are you if you have a puzzle of your own face? That was my first, like, thought whenever I saw that. So...
Yeah, and I know Eric was also like, it's ridiculous. He's just putting together a puzzle of his face.
Sure.
You know, so like maybe it makes more sense that it's like someone else just putting together a puzzle while they're waiting and watching.
Yeah.
And maybe it does have more meaning, but I don't know what that is.
I mean, it's,
because I don't know who it is.
No more ridiculous than Batman having a bat credit card.
That's
you know?
sure. That's kind of silly. Yeah. But everyone has
you love that movie.
Everyone has credit cards.
They do.
I like Forever better, but Batman and Robin's good.
You can get custom credit cards. Like they can like send your credit card in. They'll take the chip and they'll.
I know. I saw one where someone made like a Blastoise credit card.
You should get one of just your face.
That's
no. I want. I think it's like Venusaur. Why would you go my face?
Yeah, no, this would be funny. I'll get one of your face.
Okay, that's funny. Why would I have my own face?
Like, and just have the chip on the tongue.
All right. Want to do a poll?
All right, guys. Poll for this week. Since we now have this information that Bones was not the camera guy spying on everybody, who is spying on everybody? Do you guys think it could be Dragon King? Or maybe Dragon King adjacent? Like maybe tied to Cindy, something like that too. We could also make Cindy a different option, I suppose.
Like an alter ego Cindy.
Yeah, make that within there.
Okay.
We also have Icicle. Could Icicle be back?
Icicle.
You know, I don't know. That could be possible.
Henry.
My tinfoil hat idea of maybe Henry's still alive and mad and doing shit. We also had.
I said Gambler's daughter. Maybe
Gambler daughter kind of idea. Something tied more because like why'd they kill Gambler? So. Or is it someone else?
Rick's uncle?
Oh, the Rick's uncle.
Rick's uncle. Yes.
Not Bob's uncle.
There were two tinfoil theories there.
Yeah, so, yeah, that might be pretty good. We got Dragon King, Icicle, Gambler's daughter, Henry, Rick's uncle,
someone else.
Cindy, someone else.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys think. I'm going to stick with the Henry idea, I think, for now.
Okay.
Yeah. The Icicle one's still pretty good, but I'll go with Henry for now.
I'll go Becky, the daughter.
Okay, Gambler daughter.
Yeah.
Rick's uncle. He got really smart after he got that concussion.
That's what we think. We want to hear what you have to think. You can find that poll at patreon.com/blindwave.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this reaction. Subscribe so you don't miss out on more Stargirl. We'll have new episodes each week as it comes out. Also, Q&As over on Twitter. You can find links to that in the description. Full length and poll over at patreon.com/blindwave. Also in the description. And Scream Stream at twitch.tv/blindwave. Also in the description.